Hi, fourth grade. As you can see, I have another new assistant, and Baby Yoda has been colored, so they will be joining me today. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling really tired right now. I just realized I didn't have my coffee, and I'm realizing how important that is to me as a teacher because it keeps me going, even when I'm teaching from home. But I was thinking, you're probably really tired too because you've been working so hard on this project. But guess what? If you've been keeping up with all the lessons and you're not needing more time with the next few weeks, which again, if you need more time because you started late, that's okay. But if you have finished all of your drafts and you've written your narrative story and you've included your mini essay and included your different chapters, then guess what? This week is going to be a piece of cake. So, you guys know that as writers, you already know the importance of self-reflection. And that's what we're going to do today. So, today, we're going to teach you something you already know. You know that as writers self-reflect as they prepare for publication. So exciting. And we do that by first, we reread our writing. The second thing we do is we reflect using the grade level checklist. And then the third thing we do is revise the areas that need improvement. 3 R's. Look at that. So easy to remember. So it's really important to look back at all the hard work that you've done these past few weeks and ask yourself, am I getting better at this? So the first step is to reread your writing. You might have it on loose paper, you might have it in some sort of writer's notebook, or you might have it in the Google Doc. So go ahead and you'll do that first. The second thing you would do is you reflect. And you will reflect by using the grade level checklist. And I will show you what that looks like by sharing my screen now. So this should look pretty familiar to you. We even used it a few weeks ago to kind of craft some goals for ourselves as we finish this unit. So go ahead and take a look at the fourth grade side. If you feel like you're a really strong writer or you just want to push yourself because you have some time, go ahead and look at the fifth grade checklist too. And so you look at these and make sure that you've done all of the requirements for your book, including your lead, which is the same as the introduction, your transitions, your ending, how it's organized, thinking about like paragraphs, that's a really important fourth grade standard, how we elaborated, which we spent a lot of time talking about. So how do we elaborate? If you need a reminder of that and feel like you need to add a little bit more, you can look back at lesson 8 on elaboration for some tips about that. And then it's always great to look at our craft and then our spelling and punctuation. So all of these are very similar to the checklist that we've used in class before, but if you have any questions about it, you can reach out to your teachers. And then using this checklist, then we would revise our writing. And it's really important that as you're rereading, that if you notice something that needs to be revised, just revise it on the spot. Make a little note of it. Cross it out, add a little post-it. We've talked about tools that we can use depending on how you are engaging in this work. So if you're doing it on a Google Doc, just go ahead and delete it and see if there's any revisions you can make. It's easier to revise as you're rereading it. And another tip I would have is read your informational text aloud. We can hear a lot more easily the flow of our sentences if we're missing punctuation or if we're noticing that we're missing any words or added extra words on accident. So those are some great tips. Your teachers are hopefully looking at them and giving you some feedback, but you could also have a parent or a friend read it as well and see if they, as a reader, have any other questions about your text. So I'm not going to spend So you can tell this is a shorter video because you guys have done this work before so many times in your schooling. So the last thing I want to share with you is our should, would, could chart, just so we're really clear on the instructions. And it is right here. Okay, so things you should do, and I try to kind of bold like the most important information. So I'm just going to kind of highlight those things, but you can read this whole thing on your own when you're digging into your work. So the should, like this is what you must do. Use the information writing checklist to see if you're missing any elements of your informational book. And this is the heart of your work this week. So reread and revise any parts of your book that need improvement. And if you are doing everything on paper, then you may choose to rewrite your book on new clean paper or type it out on a Google Doc. So that's only if you are using like a lot of mine are on paper. So I would probably rewrite it or type it into a Google Doc. The pictures might be a little bit easier to format in a Google Doc, so I might type it, but you might only have paper available at the moment, and that's fine too. Things you could do is write down some areas you feel you have grown a lot in during this unit and write a quick email to your teacher and share them. Hopefully you're able to look back and think, wow, like through this project, I've really gotten better at transitions, or I've gotten a lot better at elaborating. And your teachers would love to know the self-reflection that you are doing to identify your growth. And then the last thing is like would you want to make a poster, an advertisement, or maybe even a quick video to advertise your book to your teacher, family, and friends? We see a lot of this happen when real books come out. I'm actually part of a book club team that is helping advertise a book just like for fun because her book tour was canceled. So this could be a fun way for you to get the word out about your book during this time, since we don't have our normal like publication celebration party like we would in the classroom. So I hope you'll take this work really seriously and enjoy the self-reflection and revision process, because today and tomorrow, this is really the last chance to make your book the best it can be before we publish later this week. Good luck, writers!